Hey, everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Alison.
Hey now.
Greg, what are you doing here?
Hey, what do you mean? Alison,
Where'd you come from, Greg?
I came from the world of Childish, and I just want to make sure that your listeners know that you're just as wonderful on the other podcast you do.
What if they don't have kids?
Don't need them. You don't need them. A lot of our listeners actually tell us they don't have kids. We talk about sex.
We talk about all sorts of dirty stuff,
Yeah.
but also parenting stuff.
Yeah, so.
Check out Childish. New episodes every Wednesday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Childish, oh shit, maybe I should have got it fixed.
Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her the good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison's your new best friend.
Hey, everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I'm Alison, and I'm sitting here in my studio with my husband, Daniel.
Hi.
How's it going?
You started before I was ready.
Oh, yes. I just figured that you would see me turn on the button and begin to talk, and then you would also be ready.
You would think that.
What kind of wind up were you looking for?
You know what? I'll just let you talk for a second, and I'll just wind up.
No, but I just want to know, like, what would have cued you in, like something bold and audacious, like, hey, are you ready to start? I'm going to start now.
Something like that.
Yes. Well, here's the thing, Daniel and beloved listeners. I am in a cranky mood. I feel like there's sand in my underwear. Is that a phrase? Old Sandy Pants.
Probably.
I bet people named Sandy or Sandra or Sandra get called Sandy Pants. My name's Alison, but yeah, you did bonk your cup.
I bonked
It's okay.
my cup.
Anyway, I'm in a cranky mood, and here's the thing, Daniel. I was fine. Yesterday, I did feel like I wanted to cry for no reason. But today, I was fine. And then I sat down at my computer, and I'm like, uh-oh, the feeling that I want to cry is back. And then I said, fine, I can read the room. I'm going to leave. I'm going to get away from my computer. I did. I felt fine again. I was feeling pretty A-okay.
Okay.
And then I received an email, a response to my email.
That will always do it.
From Jason from the bank. And it made me feel very angry. I know, you're like, who's Jason? What bank? What are you talking about? And I will tell you why. I will tell you, but here's the thing. And I just want, before you fire off your, what word am I looking for here? It's akin to angry and hateful and just trolly and negative.
Spiteful.
Before you fire off your spiteful comments, tweets, messages, and whatnot, just know I'm aware the following story is stupid, alienating, not relatable, and makes me seem unlikable. Okay?
Okay.
I want to run down those again.
Okay.
A for alienating. What was the second one? Stupid?
Sure.
Stupid, not relatable, NR, and what was the last one? Oh, makes me unlikable.
You.
So it's almost ASMR. It's ASNRU. Asnru. This
Okay.
following story is hella asnru, okay?
All right.
Here it
What
goes.
happened?
Daniel, do you recall that we had some money in a CD? Now, already, that is like, who am I? La-di-da Trump? I wish I hadn't made that reference, but I'm just saying already, like, I would tune out if someone was talking about a CD. So I'm just going to make this fast. We had some money in a we never did stuff like that.
No, we didn't.
But we decided to. We had some money in a CD and it was going to mature. Again, these are adult terms. And so I started receiving calls from a Jason.
From the bank.
Wanting to know, do we want to roll it over into a new CD or just move it into, what do we want to do with it?
Right.
And I don't appreciate phone calls. It's not my
No, you don't like to talk on the phone.
I don't like it.
No.
But you know what I did? Mm-hmm. I called him back.
Which, right away, he should understand what a gift that is.
Do you know why I did it?
Because you wanted to know what the options were for your money?
Yeah, and also it's quarantine. What else do I have to do?
Okay.
So, talk to him. Mm-hmm. And he said you have 7 days to decide.
And when was this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, what a keen question, because that comes up later in the story, which I know you wish were now.
No,
so anyway,
I'm riveted.
I think we talked on Friday of last week, maybe. I don't know.
Sure.
I said, when do I have to make up my mind? And he said, oh, let's see. You have until Friday. I thought he said you have until Friday.
Right.
So he's still been calling me and to see what I want to do. And I'm like, does he get commission? He must get commission if I do something or other. So anyway, I said, can you do me a favor and tell me, and by the way, I'm going into more detail than I intended to. Oh, also, you guys, Daniel wants to divorce me. I know that.
No. Go ahead.
Also, he said, I was like, asking my questions. And he's like, oh, it's this percentage rate. By the way, the percentage rates are so ridiculously low right now. It's this percentage rate if you roll it over into a CD for 6 months. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 4 months right now. So anyway, I said, can you do me? I emailed him as a way of saying, hi, can we do emails? Oh, sorry. On the phone. He's like, okay, just call me back and let me know what you want to do. And I said to him, I'm sorry, this story, see, I'm cranky. It's the sandy underwear. The story's all over. This is a story my mom would tell.
I'll get to the point.
So I said, do I have to call you? Can I email you? He's like, oh yeah, email's fine. So anyway, he proceeded to call me. I email him. I'm like, can you tell me what the interest would be if it's this or this? He writes back, it's seriously a difference of $37. So I write back, let's just move it into the checking account.
And when was this?
Yesterday.
Okay.
I don't get any response. And then I write back this morning, just checking if you got the email, because I'm thinking I got to tell him by Friday. So then I get this email back, and I would like Tony to insert some kind of like dun dun dun. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Hi, Alison. Yesterday was the last day to make any changes, and I had mentioned in my voicemail I had to hear back by 4 p.m. to make any changes. The CD rolled over for 6 months. Best regards.
Wow. That's it. That was it.
So it's insane that I'm in this bad of a mood, right?
Did he put it in writing that it was yesterday by 4 p.m.? He claims to have.
No, he said in my voicemail.
And is that true?
I can't find the voicemail.
What do you mean?
I can't find it in my phone. I think that I deleted my voicemails.
Oh. Do you think he's probably not lying?
I don't think he's lying. But so I wrote back and I said, and by the way, you guys, this will get interesting in a moment. I'm sorry. Thank you for indulging this stupidity. I just am in a bit of a funk. I said, oh, I thought you'd said in our telephone call that I had until Friday. Email is the best way to reach me, so I didn't hear you say this in a voicemail. Is it rolled over for 6 months? On the call, you said 4. And also in the email, he mentioned 4. So, but I looked it up on my account. It's rolled over for 6. Again, it doesn't really matter. Like, we're actually making $37 more that it's rolled over. But so I'm thinking, why is it driving me crazy? Thank goodness it doesn't really matter. It's not like we're going to be screwed because we don't have access to that money right now. It's driving me newts. And that's just a fun way of saying nuts. Because I feel like I wasn't heard. I feel like I was like gaslit a little bit. And I feel like, hello, I told you what I want to do. Like,
right.
Where did this humongous miscommunication happen? That being said, I don't really give a fuck about Jason from the bank. And if you're listening, I don't give a fuck about you. It's obviously like triggering stuff. This has been sort of a theme this week. The other big thing that's been bothering me that I'm not going to talk about is just this feeling of like, I'm barely being heard by someone.
What's that?
It's not you, actually. I could never marry someone I felt like that about.
No. Maybe these are related. I don't know. I think this
What
is
was that humongous sigh?
I'm trying to think of what the issue is. It's me.
Okay.
I think that you have an issue with situations where somebody says like draws a hard line no for you and doesn't work with you when you want to try to like get some wiggle room.
Yes. However, that's true.
You don't like no's.
No, I don't. That's true. However, I legitimately thought I had till Friday.
Yeah.
But also, who cares? It's such a who cares. It doesn't really matter. But I truly thought I had till Friday. I never heard him say you have until Thursday 4 p.m. Although maybe he said it and I deleted it.
Okay, so the fact that you understand that it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
and that it's a big who cares, okay, that's an indicator to you that this isn't about this.
Yes. In 12-step, they say, if it's hysterical, it's historical.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I guess. Yeah.
It's the
like,
same thing.
That's what it is. It's so, it's not about, it's not about Jason from the bank. It doesn't matter. It's like, this isn't a huge amount of money and we just did it in a lark because, we knew we wouldn't need the money right away and it was going to, whatever. So we put it in there. We're not going to need it in the next 6 months either.
Right. Yeah, we're very lucky.
So I mean, we're in a good position right now. So it doesn't matter.
I know what it is. Sorry, I want to let you finish and then I'm going to yell. I know what it is.
Well, no. So the fact that you know that means that you know that it's something completely different. And so instead of focusing on the bank and Jason, better to focus on what it is that it's triggering.
I do not like when someone gets in my brain bubble and gets in my face and is like, I need to know your preference. Do you want this or this? And how do you want it? Do you want this or this? This or this? This. I need you to tell me what it is you want. And then when I'm like, okay, fine, this is what I want. And they're like, oh, sorry.
We
can't do
can't,
that.
no.
And I'm like, I didn't give a fuck. And again, I'm not talking about the bank now, although this is what that situation is. I'm like, by making me think about it and making me make a decision, you made me become invested in this. And now I'm disappointed and I feel sort of like hurt that you're not giving me what I want after I just told you what I want. I didn't care to begin with.
Where I relate to this is like when someone asks me my opinion on something and then they like disregard it. Like it's like someone goes, hey, do you like white chairs or brown chairs?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking. Like,
then-
wait. You mean like at a wedding or something?
Like, for example, like at a wedding, and you go, well, I don't care. And well, can you just tell me which one you like
I don't
better?
recall you not caring.
No, that's what I said in my head.
Oh, okay.
I don't care. Like, because I was in don't care mode. That is, if we were talking about a wedding.
Hypothetical wedding, yeah.
This hypothetical situation. And so then I go, okay, I'll look and I'll invest and I'll make a decision. And I'll go, you know what? Give it some real thought. I go, I like whatever I chose. And then you in this hypothetical
situation
would say, okay, good. I'll go with the other one.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
And that kind of thing happens every now and then, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Well, see, we're on the same page then. It's really annoying when someone does that.
But in this case, it's worse.
In the case with Jason in the bank?
No. In my
Look,
case.
I'm sorry.
Because it happens to me.
You wanting white chairs forced me to realize I don't want white chairs. So thank you for that.
And I didn't care before, except that then it was like, well, now you made me decide which one I liked
Yeah,
better,
I know.
And now I care.
Yeah.
So it's like I would much rather someone not ask me.
I needed help with the decision. Look, decisions are hard for
I'm
me.
still unclear how my choosing white helped you decide on brown.
It's
Yeah.
it's hard to it's mysterious the way it works. It's sort of like, I remember we were going to go out to dinner for Valentine's Day when we were dating, and I wanted you to recommend some places, like where should we go, and we'd have a conversation about which restaurants to go to. But you, like, I wish I could, I can't remember exactly what it is that you wanted to do, but you didn't want to do it that way. You and I have a very different way of choosing restaurants. Like, you want to, like, let's just like drill down to, okay, what part of town do you want to go to, or what part of this? And I'm like, let's just look at all the restaurants that exist, talk about it, and then you let me know what you want, and then I'll decide.
I only have a vague memory of that. I don't know.
It wasn't a big deal. Unlike,
I mean,
Jason in the Bank.
I mean, LA is so huge. It's like, wait, you want to talk about every restaurant? But
Yes.
But the thing about the chairs is that I don't actually give a shit about the chairs. I still don't. It was fine, Brown. So these things, they become about principle, and oftentimes it's like almost an ego thing.
It is an ego thing.
It's like you're disregarding. It's like you're saying to the person, you don't matter. I don't care what you think.
I don't care what you want.
It's not something that I solicited in the first. Like, if I solicit it, right? If I come to you and I'm asking your opinion of something I did or whatever, and then you are uninterested in that or whatever, that's on me, because I kind of put you in that situation. But if you come to me and do it, it feels like I'm being fucked with.
Yes.
And so it's that, like, it's that double anger of like, what you know? Like,
Well,
why are you doing this?
Daniel, my love, I'm very sorry about the chair
I don't
situation.
give a shit about the chairs. I know you are.
Sounds as if you do.
No. I'm just relating to. I'm trying to put myself back in the shoes of a innocent young man who thought that life was going to be full of love and romance
And white chairs.
and was going to have a beautiful day, and then everything went wrong.
The chairs were brown. It was 80 degrees and very, very sunny. They put the wrong lipstick on me. You don't even know. And then when I pointed out the wrong lipstick, the makeup artist said, "That ship has sailed, sister."
She literally said that.
She literally said, "That ship has sailed, sister."
Who is this person that you had as your makeup person?
Not someone that you'd think would talk like that.
No, I
expected her instead to say, "Oh, allow me to blot that off and put on the," who cares?
If I have any advice to anybody, it's
Don't
just
get married.
Don't have a wedding.
Don't get- just
I've actually
elope.
given this advice to people multiple times, which is, do not have a wedding. Elope and have a party. That's it. You can have a wedding, but like, you are fucking asking for it. It is. I just wish we had eloped.
I do too. But next time with our new spouses. Mm-hmm. So the weird thing is, you only find out after the fact, when you discuss with people the fact that the day didn't quite feel the way you wanted it to feel. Then you're like, "Oh yeah, mine didn't either. Oh yeah, mine didn't either. Oh yeah, mine didn't either." So I'm wondering, are there people out there for whom it was the best day of their life?
That's the problem.
Where
right
they
there, is
enjoyed-
that you're expecting it to be the best day
I know,
of your life.
I know.
Well, it's never going to be that, because when does anything feel like, if you were to think back at the best day of your life? Well, first of all, I wouldn't even know what
Yeah, I
that
don't
day
know.
would be. But it's
Certainly not the day I got the email from Jason.
It's not going to really feel like that in the moment.
Right.
So then if you're adding to that the expectation and the sort of self-conscious, checking in on it, it can't. It's impossible. There's no way. It's like literally impossible for anything to be great, to feel great, if you are evaluating it and not in the moment, right? Like, if your brain is in that state of mind of here
it comes. This is often why
being outside of it and looking in, it
Right.
can't by definition be a great experience.
You know what was a great experience? An unexpected, surprisingly great experience was my 35th birthday or maybe it was 36. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But you and I were just friends. And I've talked about this before. This is what I consider our
Wait,
first
how old
date.
were you?
I think I was turning 35 or 36.
God damn, you were young then.
I know. You've stolen my youth.
Oh my God, okay.
You've stolen my youth. I'm a withered old hag who
I got
fights
some
with
news.
banks.
That wasn't your youth. I got you when you were an old maid.
You got me. You know, I was like on the half off, like past their expiration date bread rack.
Yeah. You were like, I got you at Big Lots. I didn't mean that as a... I did not mean that in the way that it sounded.
I know.
Well, I was going to say Tuesday morning, but I don't know if
Big
people...
Al at Big Lots.
Yeah. I was going to say Tuesday morning, but I don't know if people even know that place.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It's like that. Or what was the place we went to in Glendale?
I'm going to need a little more.
Home Goods?
Home Goods. Everyone knows what... Oh, you say it like it's Tuesday morning. Everyone knows what Home Goods is.
I'd never heard of it.
Very popular.
Christy Teigen actually had a funny tweet about it. Which
Chrissy?
Chrissy?
Yeah.
Did I say Christy?
You did.
Anyway, Tony, edit that out.
Just the sound.
Yeah.
Not
she
really,
said,
Tony.
Home Goods has 1/2 of everything. That was pretty good.
That's funny. So anyway, it was my birthday back when I was young, but still old. And I thought that I was recording an Adam Carolla show that night. So I hadn't, like, I hadn't made any plans for my birthday, which I kind of liked because my birthday is a day where I always feel like set up to expect a certain thing. And then I get disappointed and I just don't love my own birthday. But then it turned out we didn't have a show. And then you asked if you could take me out to dinner. And I said, okay. And it was like kind of out of the blue and unexpected, not what I was planning to do, but I had like the best time. And then that turned into our first date.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good.
It did. And you had a Band-Aid on your nose because you'd had a little bit of skin cancer removed. And now you have that again.
It's been exactly that amount of time between incidents of skin cancer. So I'm going to, the procedure that I got after that, I'm going to get it again. So hopefully I'll have another 10 years. But I want to talk about energy right now. So I there's like a little iTunes comment that's been a bug in my fucking brain. I never check.
I think I selected it for iTunes comments of the week.
Oh, so I'm jumping ahead, but it's like
That's okay. Okay.
I never check.
If you're going to say what it is, though, let's just do the segment.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
I never check iTunes comments, and in fact, unless you tweet at me, I try really hard to avoid any kind of, because it's just like
You don't want that voice in your head.
yeah, like I tend to agree with the haters of me. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like the people that are nice to me, God bless you, I love you guys, I really do, and it means a lot to me. But like when someone says something critical, I'm like, yeah, that's right, or like that's what I think. And so somebody said,
But hang on.
Okay, okay.
Let's do the segment. And before we start, I would just like to say thank you so much for your Apple Podcasts or iTunes, whatever you want to call it, comments. They help the show so much. But I think what's more important is that you smash that subscribe button.
And she doesn't mean F it.
Whatever you got to do.
I'm boning up on my millennial slang, and
Is that what they
smashing
say?
is what they say.
Oh, for boning?
Yeah, for boning.
Okay, so let's
don't smash the like button.
iTunes
Or do.
comments.
You know what? I'm open-minded. I say whatever pleases you within the law.
Alison wants your iTunes comments. Alison wants them, yes she does. Please leave her some iTunes comments and don't forget to click 5 stars.
So, first, a positive one.
The top one?
Yes.
True Love by Naughty Alley Cat. Even though I've never met either one of them, Alison and David are my two best friends who are married. Who the fuck is David? What?
Why does we get mail for David
Honey,
Quantz?
who the fuck is David? You tell me right now.
It's you. You're David, David. That amused me.
If you write Daniel in script,
Looks like David.
it looks like David. The I, it goes D-A, and the N can look like a V, and the E-L can look like a D. That's just a little bit of trivia for y'all.
I feel like we need another positive, so just hang on. I'm going to get it, because there were other... I thought that one was funny, but I feel like if people are sincerely liking the show, then we should read
That
one
was
of
a
those.
sincerely
I
liking
know.
the show.
I mean, they are, but...
5 stars by Natty Bond. I've been listening to Alison Rosen for about 6 years now. She's my go-to, and I love getting 2 different kinds of shows each week. The Monday show has introduced me to 90% of my other favorite podcasts. The Thursday show never disappoints. 5 stars.
Thank you, Natty Bond. Okay, but not everyone feels so positively about the show. On the
There's
other
like 2
hand...
negatives, though, that I want to read.
Okay. That's just a screen grab. So
I'm going to read the second one first. This
All right.
is not the one that I was talking about, just because this one's confounding to me.
Okay.
This is 1 star for Uniqueness by Film Vault Fan. It's always Thursday in California. Does
That makes no sense to me.
I don't understand why that is somehow a justification for 1 star.
Is it possible that... Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was going to say it's possible. I feel like sometimes people put 1 star when they mean 5 stars, but he literally says 1 star for uniqueness.
So I don't know. That's
it's
like
not
most-
always Thursday. Half the time it's Monday.
Well, I mean, he's probably talking about the Thursday show, but I just don't.
yeah,
get it.
but
Like
half
it's like
the time it's a
maybe he's
Monday
saying-
show.
or she's saying it's a very like
It's a he.
California show. Like, oh,
No.
you guys are so California, like as a derogatory.
I think you're trying to read something into something that makes
Anyway,
no
okay,
sense.
here's the one.
Here we go.
It's called Daniel, Please Stop by Swarlsbad. It's at 4 stars. Daniel, even people who agree with you think you're ranting too much. Please, can you stop yourself? Okay. And like, okay, I don't know why this comment has gotten in my head, but I think there's this like thing. I really, really don't want to rant. Like the idea of ranting, it's like I'm just gonna go on and on and on. At the same time, topics will come up that I have a lot to say about, and I want to like get my thoughts out in a way that's fast and maybe a little bit like entertaining to listen to and not completely boring. And gets the whole thought out. And so sometimes that might be ranty, I guess. I have no idea. It's one of those things where it's like impossible for me to know if this person's right or wrong. But it's a fear that, like, to me, a rant is like somebody is borderline yelling their opinion at you and you don't want to fucking hear it. Like, that to me is what a rant is. Like, and so...
Well, I just want to inject for a moment that some very well-known and popular entertainers make their bread and butter off of ranting.
Yeah, and I don't like that kind of shit
okay.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Like some, like Adam can do it in a funny way. Maybe he's the only one. I'm not sure who rants that's actually like
Entertaining,
funny.
yeah.
You can make it funny. But anyway, You brought this energy into this room. This isn't a criticism. I'm just pointing it out because
I did.
No, you brought this like angry energy into the room, and
Oh, because
I
of
found
Jason?
myself at the beginning of the show like I'm having to like match it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not saying this is a criticism, but what I found myself. I'm talking at this pitch like this, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing it.
No, that's
I'm
not.
ranting, and so
That's not ranting.
no, but I don't. It's not the like. I don't want to be angry dude. And so I feel like I've had this like borderline angry energy that isn't like what I walked into this room with. And then I started getting in my head because this person has put it in my head now that I rant too much.
Like you feel like you did a chairs rant. Can I say something?
I don't know what that means, but like
You talked about the chairs and you felt like you were ranty about it. I'm asking. Did you feel like you were ranting about the chairs?
Oh, the wedding
Yeah.
chairs. Yeah, I feel like my tone was ranty.
Can I say something, honey? Is that a yes or a no?
Yes.
Do you remember when you did your open letter to this? Open letters are trendy right now, but you
I think I was the first one to do
invented
it,
open
yeah.
letters to the salsa manufacturers.
Yeah, by the way, no response. No response, not from any of them. I don't expect a response from Tostitos
Yeah.
or Pace.
Okay.
But your Casa Sanchez, although, by the way, they do it right, so maybe they're not the right ones to do it. But, lower on the totem pole, your La Salsas,
Okay.
okay? I would think they have enough time
What
to address the issue.
remind me the crux of the issue?
You sell a product that people want to dip a corn chip in, but the mouth of the jar is too small to dip the chip in, or it's just the right size if you bite part of it off, but it's long, so you end up having to
Tweezer your
pinch a
scissors.
chip between two fingers when you get past the halfway point and dip it down, getting salsa on your fingers. It's like, now, I've just discovered a great salsa. It comes in a tub, so these people got it right. But like, you'd think the big ones would figure this out. They think it's like the social pressure to entertain when you buy a jar of salsa. It's like, look, I understand that your concept of your product is that you are creating big social environment, like situations for people to like have their friends over, and oh my gosh, it's 5:00, let's have some margaritas and have some salsa and stuff. But it's like, this is not how 90% of the people are consuming your product.
It's certainly not right now.
Get real. It's sad, lonely people in their kitchen trying to stuff a lot of corn chips in their fucking face in a short amount of time. And I don't want salsa fingers at the end of this. Okay? That was basically what I was saying.
That was very well received and very funny. And that bordered on a rant.
Yeah.
And
But I think that's jokey. Like, I mean, I'm serious, but it's like, you can tell that I'm
yes, lighthearted, jokey rants, but with a dash of that quant method anger. Everyone likes that. Well, I was actually thinking about it a little bit. I think, well, first of all, this person probably doesn't agree with your politics.
No, she said, or I'm assuming it says she, says they do.
Oh.
This person's like, I agree with you, and you're too much for me. And by the way, I want to be clear. My feelings aren't hurt
Yeah, I know.
at all. But I want this show to be really good.
I think,
and so if it's like, oh my God, people aren't liking the show, well, then I don't want to make it worse.
I think that this show couldn't be better. This people tune in for this. I think sometimes when you talk about politics, because you are kind of a policy or political wonk, would you say that's accurate?
I'm wonky.
Could that cup be any louder?
I know. I don't have anything that keeps it cold. You're the one that has the brewmate. You brought him into the house. I just invented silent cups.
Yes, it's this plastic drink bottle that I have.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just, yes, it
I'm
is
just
a
bringing some
brewmate.
reality
It's
to
a
the show.
brewmate
With a metal straw.
and a metal straw.
What I did is I was like,
It's like,
this is okay. I was like, the soda I'm having, by the way, Code Red time, folks. I'm having Mountain Dew Code Red because I needed some caffeine, and it's yummier than normal Mountain Dew. But anyway, it was warm, and so I was like, well, I can't have a bunch of ice in the cup. That'll make a lot of noise. So I'll just grab a straw, and then it'll be silent, except it's a fucking metal straw.
just get near the mic and just take a sip and let everyone know what's happening.
Here was my solution
to the
create
noise
a
of
silent,
yeah.
a silent drinking experience.
It's it's like barbells where you can take the weight off and put it back on. Wonderful. I think sometimes you're very into politics and you're informed and you're like up on the latest this thing and that thing. So you like to talk about it's like a passion of yours, I would say. And you're also filled with anger like anyone who's very informed is right now.
But even,
and so
even besides that, I just have thoughts.
And you got those thoughts.
I got so many
You got all those thoughts kicking around in your head. And so when something comes up, you're like, wait, I know about that. I have thoughts and information. And you like to share that. And you don't always make it personal. And I think that what would make it seem less like a rant, and I know you're going to be like, oh, you agree with her. And no, I don't really. But
no, this is interesting.
I was thinking if you could keep making it personal, then it's less like someone's yelling at me about politics.
That's interesting. So you think that if I'm sitting here saying like, this is what's going on with Supreme Court and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I just fell asleep.
Right. But if I said, I feel like this is what's happening with the Supreme Court.
Well, that'd be a little better.
This is what's happening with the Supreme Court to me.
Well, that's better.
I think I know what you're saying. I would agree with that. To be perfectly honest, I don't need to talk about this stuff. And but if it comes up and I feel like there's something I can add to the conversation, I will. And then I feel like I have more to say than the time to say it, and so it comes out like whatever. Jesus.
Now, I have some home things to discuss, and I thought we could do it on the show.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay. Do you remember when we were in the many, many years that we were looking for a house, because trying to find a house in LA is very difficult, and then also we were like, yeah, let's look. And then you got laid off, and I was like, oh, thank God we didn't buy a house. And then let's look again. And then I got laid off, and then laid off is not quite the word for what happened to me, but still, we like stopped, and then went all the way. But at one point, we looked at a house in not too far from where we live, actually, in Burbank, and the house was okay. It had been flipped. It was staged very nicely. It was very long. It was a little bit too long and narrow, but you looked into the neighbor's backyard from that house.
I know exactly the house, yeah.
And there was just describe what was in the neighbor's backyard. Construction debris?
No, it was like a junkyard. And I don't mean like I mean like would you imagine a junkyard that's got like
that like Jeff Fox would
engines?
Go to?
Yeah, like Jeff Fox would go to, like old engines that are stacked on other old engines in a refrigerator that's been scrapped for, to pieces, and just like old mechanical things and rusted stuff, like it wasn't like a bunch of trash. In other words, but it was a lot of it.
Yeah, and you're like, we can't live next to that.
Yes.
Now, why? I mean, I'm with you, but why?
It was just blighty.
So anyway, I was in the studio earlier, this very studio where we're sitting right now, alienating ASNRUing our listeners. And I took a gandaroo out a window into the side yard of our house.
We have it.
Where all of Ray's shit is still. And I was brought back to that moment that you decided we can't move into that other house.
So I've had
it's the same.
Totally. So I had a revelation the other day about it, which was this. It's been how many years since he left that there?
Well, we moved in October.
There like in February of last year, maybe.
Sure, maybe it was more like August. Oh no, that was the year before. I cannot remember.
No.
Yeah, it's been over. It's like a year and a half.
Like it's been over a year, and he hasn't needed any of that stuff.
That's true.
So how much does he need it?
This is a good revelation. However, there's stuff that I've left at my mom's house.
No, this is different. Because
Ray's not my child?
Well, no, he's not leaving his yearbooks.
What if they're over there?
Yeah, his old photo albums. I mean, it's like nails and
what if his textbooks and yearbooks are there?
It's like, oh, my old yearbook. My yearbook was shaped like an old crowbar. No, so I think what I'm going to do is just There are some things that obviously we can keep. And by the way, some things that if he never claims them, be nice to have, you know?
Like a ladder and a
ladder and a
wheelbarrow.
table saw and things like that. But the rest of it, I'm just going to trash. Like, he hasn't needed it till now. None of it is valuable. I mean, the value of that stuff is just like nothing.
Okay.
You know, a fucking 80-year-old wheelbarrow. You know, it's like that. It's like two wheelbarrows.
You say it like burrow, and I say barrow.
I think it's wheelbarrow.
I think it's wheelbarrow.
Maybe it is.
No, let's find out.
Okay. This is exactly what I wanted to talk about. I'm so glad you arrested the conversation at that moment.
No, as it turns out, I'm right. Sorry. Wheelbarrow.
Okay. The wheelbarrow doesn't sound right to me, but okay.
I like the way you said it. All wrong, like.
Anyway, what I'm going to do is get rid of 90% of it and then consolidate the rest into the garage, and we'll be done. So,
There you go.
There you go.
And okay, so I can cross out debris I can cross out Jason, I can cross out debris. And now the other thing. We have a lime tree, we have a lemon tree, and a lime tree.
We do.
Has our lime tree ever produced limes? Is that when?
Like January, February? Earlier this year?
I've never seen a lime on it.
Well, there weren't as many.
The lemon tree is nonstop.
Yeah. Like Hamilton.
Yes.
And tons of lemons.
Why do you assume you're the sourest in the room?
Oh, this tree is nonstop.
Yeah. You can
tree.
hear them singing that faintly as you walk by. No limes. I'll never be satisfied.
We had probably like 4 limes. So I don't know.
Did we get a dud tree? You guys, this is what quarantine has done to my brain. It's like it's turning in on itself.
More than normal.
More than normal. Thank you. And then lastly, and then we can move on to something more fun. How do you feel about the phrase secret sauce? Like
Secret
that's
sauce?
the secret sauce. I don't mean referring to sauce. I mean, like
not referring to like
anything
the secret sauce
food.
I fucking invented last night.
Oh my God.
That was amazing.
Snapchat.
I meant secret sauce metaphorically,
No,
but
I
let's
know.
talk literally about the sauce that you made because it really was just as good as you said.
Okay, so I'm trying to eat less meat, and I got that Impossible Burger stuff. You know, you can get it now in its like ground beef form.
Has a very interesting smell. It
doesn't
smells
smell
like
great,
urine.
but once you cook it, it does taste pretty close to a regular hamburger patty. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Although, folks, let me tell you something. The next day, I have realized I just get like that pain in my gut, like when you have diarrhea, and it's just like, it's, you know what it is? It's like Hamilton.
Nonstop.
It's like nonstop, and that shit is nonstop. Why do you poop all the time in that room? So why does it feel like it's never coming out? So the
Wait, is that the problem? It feels like it's never coming out, or it's never going to stop.
it's like it just the pain doesn't go away.
Oh,
For a while. So I don't know. I may stop eating. But okay, we had some rye bread and from
Langer's Deli.
from Langer's, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to make a patty melt. And
Yeah, and as you were cooking it, you said to me, "You don't even know what's coming."
yeah, and what
You
was
really-
coming was a patty melt.
And I didn't know. And
This is the fun we have, folks. But we didn't have any like Thousand Island left or Russian dressing left.
it's the same.
So is it technically the same though? I think, doesn't Russian dressing have some like paprika in it?
I don't know. Maybe.
There's,
Look,
like, some
my
of this
knowledge stops at wheelbarrow.
All right, anyway, I thought we have enough condiments in the fridge to come up with something good, right? Now, first disappointment was We don't have sweet pickle relish. We had god awful dill relish, which I
think
blame
it's
you for.
Pretty good.
So then I took a few other things. I took mayo, mustard, and mayonnaise. The which I like to call the Three Musketeers.
You just said mayo, mustard, and mayonnaise.
Sorry, mayo, mustard, and ketchup. Yeah, that would be weird. No, mayo, mustard, and ketchup. The Three Musketeers.
And to me, that's like Pepsi and 7-Up. Or Coke and 7-Up together. Like,
And then
who
I
would
took
do
a
that?
secret fourth ingredient.
What was it?
It's secret. It's like a spicy barbecue sauce, but it's secret.
Okay.
And just
Can you
I
tell?
just-
But if you just tell us, we
I
won't
just
tell
told you
anyone.
what it is. It's spicy barbecue sauce, honey.
Shh, everyone.
And I put
No,
it in
don't-
there, and I put just enough. I knew how much in my brain
How did you know?
because I could taste it in my brain, and I mixed it together. And honey, you tasted it. Tell the people.
It was truly amazing sauce. It was like
was-
the best sauce ever.
It was so good.
I now see you say mayo, ketchup, mustard. To me, that's what? What is going on with that? And yet,
Right.
so I'm wondering how much of the heavy lifting was the secret in your secret sauce doing. But I do think they all came together to form something quite delicious.
It's you got to get the proportions right.
Which are?
It's like probably.
Are your Three Musketeers all the same?
It's probably like 3 times as much mayonnaise to mustard and ketchup,
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
and then maybe. So if you're talking about like if the portion of mayonnaise is 1, then it's a third of that of mustard, a third of that of ketchup, and about a quarter to a third of the barbecue sauce. It was about that was about it.
I feel like there's an easier way to do that fraction wise.
Or maybe anyway. Look,
But,
this
you know,
isn't important. The
no.
point is,
You did
I
make
had
a delicious
I had
secret
to go to the
sauce.
bathroom all morning. I mean the sauce.
Yeah, I know. So here's the thing, Daniel. I don't
But
know.
folks, tell me if you have the same problem with the Impossible Burger, because I need to know if this is a thing or if I've got some other problem.
I don't like to talk about scatological matters, but people love it. They love when we talk about Canada and they love when we talk about poop. So
I love talking about both of those things.
because they demand it. I will share. I have been making.
Have you ever pooped in Canada?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Right. In Mississauga, poop capital of.
Who is Mrs. Saga? Mr. Saga's wife?
Anyway, I've been making a lot of soups that are not that good, but they're super low-cal and healthy.
You know what? The one
and
you made last night,
it wasn't so bad.
it wasn't so bad.
It's like cauliflower, rice, mushed up, and other
Mushrooms.
vegetables. Yeah. And I've been eating a ton of vegetables. So between the amount of fiber I'm taking in and the amount of fake meat you're eating, someone's always pooping in this house. It's out of control.
It's a good thing we have more than one bathroom, isn't it, honey?
Yes, although I have a... Can we talk about this and then we can move on? Have you noticed that the toilet seat is loose?
Okay, one of the things about our house is that it was a flip.
Yes.
And the folks that flipped it did exactly the least amount that one could do to make it look good.
Yes.
And not so apparent that they did as cheap a job as possible on the flip. And so things like
Closet doors.
and toilet seats are literally the cheapest one you can find.
Because I take it personally when I sit down and it's like, ooh.
I can't handle this big ass. Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It feels like it's saying, I give up.
Right. Mercy.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably been a novelty toilet seat that said that. But I feel like in my childhood, is this like a white trashy thing, or is this like a 80s thing where there were so many fucking novelties like that, where it was like a toilet seat that talks when you sit on it or something?
I feel like that's an 80s thing. There was this, I wish I could remember the name of it. There was this catalog that had like a ton of novelty things like that. Like,
Fucking, I would look at that like I was looking
You know
at
what I'm talking
Playboy
about?
magazine. That
Yes,
and the
spaghettis.
fireworks catalog.
the spaghetti fork that had a crank.
What was the name of the company that would?
I don't
out,
know.
though.
But here's the items. Do you remember the spaghetti fork that had a crank? You could
yes,
do that,
I do.
and it would. And then also there was like, and this was like a little bit beyond my comprehension. There was like lovers pants, and it was one pair of pants that had 4 legs.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like Spencer's would have stuff like that.
Yes. What else was in that catalog?
Oh, well, I mean, novelty shirts. There'd be a whole like shirt section with silly like things. I feel like you'd get on that list if you had like a Rolling Stone subscription or something.
Yeah.
Or if you did Columbia House. But yeah, it was just novelties. I don't remember the rest.
Someone will write in with the name. Daniel. The world changed overnight, and doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals immediately ran to the crisis. Since then, they've been working extra long hours, distancing themselves from their loved ones and risking their lives to save ours. They sacrifice a lot, not just now, but all year round. Shouldn't someone be looking out for them? And
They
someone
should.
who is looking out for them is Figs. I love Figs.
I have a Figs hoodie and I love it.
I love and I steal it sometimes. Figs is an amazing company who's had the backs of these awesome humans since 2013. They create ridiculously soft, modern scrubs that help healthcare workers look good, feel good, and perform at their best. Now, in response to COVID-19, Figs has donated over 30,000 sets of scrubs to hospitals across the country, donated 100,000 to the Frontline Responders Fund to help ship PPE and supplies, and sent hundreds of care packages to those who need it most. They've also created their own 3-layer protective mask and utilize their supply chain to produce millions of N95 masks and PPE. Figs scrubs, first of all, they're super stylish and they're packed with tons of features and functionality. They have their own proprietary fabric that features Silvadur antimicrobial technology, as well as 4-way stretch, moisture wicking, anti-wrinkle, and liquid repellent properties, plus tons of pockets. So they, of course, are like perfect for medical professionals, but also just people like Daniel.
I love
And other
wearing
people.
scrubs. Scrubs are so comfy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have great stuff, for like the hoodie that you have is great for jogging or great for yoga.
Yeah, it's kind of like sleek. It
Yes.
almost feels like tailored scrubs or something. I mean, it's crazy.
They have lab coats, jackets, tote bags, compression socks, and more. Both Allie Ward and I almost bought ourselves lab coats. I wanted one, but then I'm like, when am I really going to wear it?
Yeah.
Today, it's more important than ever to recognize all of the selfless medical professionals in our lives. Whether you're one of these awesome humans or you're someone who wants to say thank you with a set of scrubs, Figs has your back and is offering listeners at the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show 15% off for a limited time. Just go to wearfigs, wearfigs.com and enter code bestfriend15 at checkout. Again, wearfigs, wearfigs.com and enter code bestfriend15 at checkout. I, of course, would like to say hello and thank you to my wonderful Patreon listeners. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen is where you go.
Patreon.
For videos, behind the scenes content. I recently came across a very pivotal text message conversation from a long time ago that so on a recent episode where it was Alison Answers Your Question, so I did a special bonus episode just for Patreon, and I uploaded the video just for Patreon, where I answered everyone's questions, and I'm like, ask me anything, and I'll name names. Someone asked me my greatest regret, and I shared a regret I have, but then I came across this text message conversation, which reminded me actually of something else that I wish I had answered for a greatest regret, and it involves something that everyone asks me about all the time, even though it was many years ago. So you can just take a guess at what that might be. And I think I'm going to put it up and write a little bit about it.
Wow. So you got to subscribe to Patreon for that.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Also, I'm on Cameo. And you get a cameo from me. There's a good chance Daniel's going to be in it, and maybe my kids. Cameo.com/Alison
Very,
Rosen.
very often.
That's right. Do you want to listen to a voicemail?
Real quick.
Okay.
I predicted in March, I'm putting it on the record, that the Time Magazine Person of the Year will be healthcare workers. I feel like that's the easiest call, and I'm just putting it out there because I'm confident.
Have you ever shared with them your alter ego?
Predict bot 3000.
So whenever we're watching a show,
By
for
the
example,
way, there is nothing dorkier than like what a married couple does on the couch while they're watching TV. Hi. We make each other smile.
PredictBot 3000 is about so much more than making each other smile. It's about potentially ruining shows for me. But that's okay because I like
know
spoilers.
that you don't care because you do it to yourself.
It's true.
We'll be sitting there watching a show that might have a mystery, and then I'll ask her a question about it, and you'll go, "Oh, I just looked it up on Wikipedia, so I already know."
Nothing moves fast enough for me.
Yeah. I've gotten into this weird habit of while we're watching a show trying to predict
where it's going,
which I know is so annoying, but it doesn't bother you as much.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Oftentimes, I'm just trying to get inside the head of the writers and trying to see if I can feel why they're laying these tracks. Like, oh, okay, this is heading in this direction or that direction. It's fun for me, but it's probably torture.
No, I don't mind it. But now, you're 3000. Who was 1000 and 2000?
Oh, well, 1000 was a predict bot that just was always wrong. And 2000 was right, but would get it after the fact. So the timing on version 1 was what you want a predict bot to be. You want predict bot to come in before the thing happens.
Right.
But it was wrong. Predict bot 2000 was right, but it was after the thing. So it's useless.
It
you
was
already know.
Like he recapped?
Yeah, it was like a recap. It was like a recap machine, which you don't.
But did he know? Was it like someone dies and then he's like, he will die?
That person's going to die. And you're like, hey, predict bot, no shit. Right? But then we really dialed it in over at Quants Labs. Now, I will say that PredictBot 3000 is not always right, but often is right.
I'm trying to think of a time when PredictBot has been wrong. 3000. Because usually when PredictBot is wrong, you're like, oh, that was PredictBot 1000.
I do. I blame it on 1000.
And now, are they all you and you just got upgraded?
Yeah, I'm getting, firmware updates via the soft web.
You said something earlier that I thought was funny, but also gross. You're like, do they do lobotomies on dogs? And we decided that if they do, there would be no difference.
No difference with our dog. None. She would be the same.
But is that all dogs?
God.
Because, what is the frontal lobe responsible for? I think it's responsible for feelings. But in a dog...
No. It's not feelings. It's like the frontal lobe...
I'm going to look it up.
Is like your higher functioning brain. So it's the decision maker. It's the regulator part of your brain.
Oh, yeah. Consciousness, communication, memory, attention... rolling over, shaking.
I would say it's probably more about like your understanding of your emotions if it's to do with your emotions, but you're still going to feel things.
The frontal lobe of the brain is vital to our consciousness, as well as functions that appear uniquely human, such as spoken language. It is one of the 4 paired lobes in the brain's cerebral cortex, and it plays vital roles in memory, attention, motivation, and numerous other daily tasks. By the way, this is from Medical News Today. I don't know who that is. The frontal lobe, similarly to the other lobes of the cerebral cortex, is actually made up of 2 paired lobes together. Okay. Hang on. Oh my God, so much about the anatomy. All mammals have a frontal lobe, though the size and complexity vary between species. Primates have larger frontal lobes than many other mammals. Wendy has a tiny frontal lobe. How did they know? You can talk.
Okay. I was just thinking how wild it is that they used to do that all the time.
And they do it by sticking a
Yeah, do not look up videos. Do not look up videos.
I was thinking they do it by sticking the thing up the nose.
No, it's the
which
eye.
I was thinking, because I was thinking how that's similar to the nasal swab, but no, they go in through the eye. Ugh.
They go in through the eye. The guy would just do
gross.
it in hotel rooms.
I know. It was like a traveling freak show.
My uncle's aunt, so uncle by marriage, but his aunt I think I've told this story. She was I think we can say now had postpartum depression. You know, it was like she had a baby and then was like
Depressed.
and who knows, right? But her husband, because this is back in the day when husbands could do
You
this,
just order up a lobotomy for your wife.
no, could have her institutionalized. The good old days, as I like to call them, and had her institutionalized. And then, like within a few years, she ended up getting a lobotomy. And he would talk about visiting her or seeing her wandering the grounds of the mental hospital, and just like her head was shaved and her socks rolled down to her ankles, and just like, and you're just like, oh my fucking god, I can't believe that we used to do this to people.
What does the socks being rolled down to the ankles mean?
I don't know. Just like just no care. Just everything is just, bleh, Hey, but folks, if you have your socks rolled down your ankles,
Well,
it's probably cool looking
so
on you.
olive oil would roll her socks down.
No, it's more like bunched. I think the idea was that the socks were too big.
I
Like
see.
they weren't. So they would just like.
And this was
fall
not
down.
in the 80s when people wore slouch socks.
This would be like in the 50s or 60s.
Do you know that an insult that my dad jokingly uses is your stockings are sagging? Like this was actually an old insult. So her stockings were sagging, I guess.
That's right.
That's really sad. So she had
so sad.
postpartum depression is what you think it was, but like what was she? Do you remember? Do you know anything else?
Not really.
That's so crazy to me that you could just institutionalize someone for not being the wife and mother you expect them to be, and then they'll lobotomize that person. And then
And the wives had no say.
like once they were lobotomized, there's kind of no coming back from that. I think
kind of. They literally scramble your frontal lobe.
right, kind of no coming back from that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that's confusing. I find all of this very, very disturbing. So I don't, I'll like look up a lot of stuff and then I'll feel haunted. But I think there was a book or a documentary written by someone who found out he had been lobotomized. And I think, he wasn't as non-functioning as
Well, they might
some
have
of...
done more targeted. I mean, they might have.
Well, I think it was,
gotten more-
it's very non-precise is what it was back then when they were just
Right,
sticking
they
a
might have
spoon in
gotten
your
more
head.
precise, and maybe they do variations of it today. I don't know, but
No, I think they just do ECT now.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I don't think that's what she got. She got the full
No, she got the...
full scramble.
And then who's their kid?
I don't know. It was not my family, so I only know what I've told you. It was my
Well-
uncle by marriage.
Oh. I think I know who you mean.
Yeah, and so his family.
Right,
I've met
okay.
some of them, but I don't
Yes.
really know.
Got it. All right. Should we listen to a message?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Alison and Daniel. Good morning. Well, good morning over here from Burlington, Vermont. Moved here from Long Beach, California last October. It has been a ride. How am I doing? Not good this morning. It is very difficult to parent and be a wife, mother, all that stuff. It's quite overwhelming. I have two older boys back in California, 18 years old, twins, and I have my 3-year-old and 2-year-old here in the house. And so a lot of anxiety with that as a mom. But I'm trying to pull through. I have therapy twice a month, and it's just tough. I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate the love coming through my earbuds when I'm doing chores and hearing you guys, and this feels very comforting to have that familiarity with you guys. Again, this is Jasmine. Hope you guys are doing okay over there in California. Take care. Bye.
Oh.
And then she had a coda.
Hey, it's Jasmine calling back to clarify. My kids are 18-year-old twin boys, and I have a 4-year-old boy and a 2-year-old girl. So might sound crazy with all those ages jumbled up together. But yeah, thanks again. Felt really good leaving that message. You're the best, Allison. You're the best, Daniel. Okay, goodbye.
Jasmine, don't let them give you a lobotomy.
Don't do it.
It's not worth it.
Wait, so her twin sons
Yes, she has 18-year-old
are
twin
here
sons
in LA still.
in California.
Or in California. Going
then
to college, I'm assuming.
Perhaps,
or
yes.
work or
I'm not
whatever.
sure, yeah.
18, I guess you. Vermont is far away from LA. I realized.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was looking at a map the other day. I was even looking at Burlington, and I was noticing just how far north it seemed.
My older brothers, who are twins, lived in California, and then their mom moved to Vermont, maybe to Burlington. I don't know.
I would love to live out
Or
in a country
Putney?
like that.
I don't know. But anyway, her boys are California, Vermont, and my brother's California, Vermont. Get out. Anyway, Jasmine, thank you so much for calling. It's tough. I totally get what you're saying, that it is tough right now to parent, and that is quite a range of children age-wise you have, and that must be really hard being away from your boys.
Yeah. I saw somebody, Aaron Gloria Ryan, tweeted that like everybody gets to shave 1 year off of their age, because this year's like doesn't count. And I'm like, except unless you have kids, and then you have to multiply it times 10 or something, because it's like it's hard. It's intense. I don't know what to say except just hang in there. I was looking up in Vermont, New Hampshire, though, and it just looks so beautiful. And fuck, I was like, it would be so. I was just looking at pictures, fantasizing about living out there. So
I keep seeing people post. It's not necessarily people I know, but people post about like, you might have been tipped off from the deep cleaning I'm doing. That's right. I'm leaving the city. I'm moving. I feel like everyone is escaping to
there's
wherever.
an exodus from urban environments right now. And actually, like, real estate in the suburbs is going to be worth more because people, for health reasons primarily, but also because work situations are changing. They don't want to be in a concentrated environment. So,
and they don't need to be for work.
They don't need to be. Right.
It's making, and this is a conversation we've had before, but it's making me feel like maybe we should figure out where it is we want to be and go there, even though that's completely impractical and we can't do that. But still.
Ghislaine Maxwell was captured in a house.
Let's go to Ghislaine's house.
Now, granted, it's in the middle of New Hampshire, out in the country. This house is really nice. It wouldn't be the house I would choose, but it was like big house. It had like a barn with a whole like guest house attached to the barn, and 2 stories and huge picture windows that looked out over just like waving hills of trees and forest. It was so beautiful. $1 million. And I'm just like, you fucking can't get like $1 million.
Yeah.
Now I know, like, to a lot of people, they're like, $1 million is a lot, but that does not get you shit.
It's like a starter
here
home in LA.
So I was like,
yeah. I mean, again, we've talked about it before. We don't like the heat.
I hate the heat.
It's not very pretty here.
Actually, it's not the
pretty
heat.
ugly, actually.
I don't love the heat, but more than the heat, I hate the bright sunlight.
Oh, like on our wedding day?
We disagree about our wedding day.
Yes.
But let's just say I've had an ass full of sunshine. I've had many lifetimes worth of sunshine in my life.
Yeah.
I grew up in fucking Tucson, Arizona, where I think it's like 120 degrees today. Yeah. If you look at pictures of me, and you don't, folks, you don't need to do that to yourself. But like, I'm like a very like my complexion and everything. My people we're like cold weather, overcast people.
I'm one of those people.
We're overcast. We're
meant to be, yeah.
We're cave, overcast, cold.
We're porch people.
Climb people. We're not sunshiny people. It wasn't. Not anyway.
Listen to this direct message I got today, if I can find it. Okay, so I posted a picture of you singing a song that you thought was a Rod Stewart song, but you weren't quite sure. It wasn't a picture.
Right.
It was an Instagram story. And then I got this comment. Wait, is Daniel hot? I mean, that makes sense since you are so pretty, but I think I was distracted by the Hawaiian shirts. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. It kind of is.
No, it is. The Hawaiian shirts, let's be clear what's happening with the Hawaiian shirts, which, by the way,
You can't wear
there's
anymore.
an update. There's an update.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't do the Hawaiian shirts anymore, but we'll get to that in a second. It's called a tease in the biz, honey.
Oh, is it? I'm a newbie in the biz.
I started wearing Hawaiian shirts at exactly the point in my life when I gave up. I think there's like a letting go of, hey, I'm going to look fashionable and stylish, although it's not completely, some of them look cool, but like, and more of a, I'm going to embrace whimsy.
But I think it's also like, I feel like the man's got his boot on my neck all day. I'm going to wear a fun shirt.
No, I mean,
not that?
maybe on some level, but I like they're fitted, they're cool, like the short sleeves, so in the summer they're not too hot, but they're not a t-shirt, you know. And I started wearing them back when people weren't wearing patterns as much, so it felt like, oh, this is a nice
thing.
change. It feels colorful. And now, though, of course, you can't, because the fucking the Nazis who wanted to bring on a race
Boogaloo
war,
boys, right?
yeah, decided they're calling themselves Boogaloo Boys, and they wear Hawaiian shirts. So if I go out, the whitest guy you've ever seen wearing a fucking Hawaiian shirt, people are going to be like, oh, look at that fucking Nazi over there. And it's like, no, I'm not. See? So
You
now,
just like whimsy.
so I may try to just, I don't know, we'll have to change it up. Who knows? Maybe later.
So
Jose?
how many
That's probably the wrong way to go.
how many shirts have you been forced to retire?
Well, retire. There are two shirts I probably will not wear again. One has lemons all over it.
Yeah, but that's not because of the
It's for other reasons.
which are?
I'm never in that mood.
Yeah, it's too summery.
I'm never in the all lemon mood. It's just not me. I liked this shirt when I bought it. It's one of those things.
But every time you put it on, you're aware of how your mood doesn't match
It's
your
like
shirt.
This is yeah. It's like, folks, do you have themed underwear like I do? Okay, like, you know, patterns or whatever. If I pick out a pair of Christmas underwear in July, it bums me out. It's like, ugh, I don't want to wear them.
I would use a Christmas coffee cup. I use my Christmas coffee cup year round.
It's incongruous. I don't want to have snowflakes on my butt in July. Anyway, the other shirt is got cockatiels all over it.
Oh, I like that one.
And it's a little too Miami Vice color. Like, that's also just doesn't feel right.
What about? Sorry, go ahead.
The black one with the pink flowers is probably the one that I mostly will have to retire. But
Because of the
what that
Boogaloo
means is I'll just
Boys.
wear it around the house. Retire.
Yeah,
Who
who's
do I
going
see?
out?
Who do I see?
Because of the Boogaloo Boys.
Yeah.
Now,
Look at the pictures. They have like very similar shirts. I can't do it.
what about all the little ladies
Oh, that I'll keep wearing.
windsurfing?
That's a great shirt.
What are they doing? Jet skiing?
No, they're
Water skiing.
water skiing.
So
they're
that
doing
one stays.
Yeah, that's a great shirt.
Have you ever felt lemony?
Not really. I mean,
Have you ever? But now, is the cockatiel also incongruous with your mood?
that shirt. Have you ever bought something that, like, the style of it in a like objective sense is it's the kind of shirt you wear,
Yeah.
or whatever. But then you put it on, you're like, this is so not me. But I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is about this, but I am not a guy who wears cockatiels, these white cockatiels. It doesn't make sense because I am the guy who wears, you know, little, you know, silly fishies or whatever, you know, like one would think, but it's not me. So end of an era.
So interesting because
Maybe I'll wear bowling shirts. We're
do
gonna
you
go back to the 90s.
think that this is what I think? Tell me if this sounds right. You became conscious that you were becoming this kind of shirt guy, and so then you purchased shirts less based on you liking them and more like those go with
A couple of them I did that with.
lemons and cockatiels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other ones, though, I genuinely like.
Right, but I think lemons and cockatiels was like those were like the real
aspirational.
world in its later years, where everyone who went on it knew they were going on a show where they're going to like get drunk in a jacuzzi. They were self-conscious shirts. I like those shirts though.
I would say they were aspirational. It's like at that time, I was like, I wanted to be that guy. I want to be the guy who wears lemons on himself.
Who is that guy?
He's just a happier guy than me. I'm not that guy. I'll never be that guy. No amount of antidepressants will make me that guy. And
You do get compliments on it whenever I post a photo of you in the shirt.
yeah, like it's not a matter of whether I look good in it or not. It's just it doesn't feel right. It's I mean, again, like I feel most myself in cold weather because for a lot of reasons, but mostly because I can wear lots of layers.
So right now you're just wearing a gray t-shirt, the one that prompted this comment, "Are you hot?"
I mean, I don't know how to answer that. Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
But how do you feel about your gray t-shirt?
I'm not a huge fan of t-shirts.
Why?
I don't know, a little too. I mean, it's fine around the house, but it's just a little bit too. It's like wearing sweatpants. It's like I wouldn't wear them out. T-shirts I will wear out, but it's a little too cash.
But you love your Alison Rosen's Your New Best Friend t-shirts.
Oh yes.
A word about that. I recently got a direct message from a top fan saying that she had tried to buy some Alison Rosen's Your New Best Friend t-shirts and the links are dead. Yes, my merch is.
When you're done, I have something I need to say.
Okay. My merch is, what's the word I'm looking for? All fucked up right now. I need to...
Transition
in
phase.
transitioning, yeah, but I thought I was going to go one place, and now I'm like, maybe I want to go a different place. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with my merch yet. However, and I have been meaning to write back, I have the Snuggleberries shirts, and I have the logo t-shirts. I don't have the legacy shirts. If you would like Snuggleberries or logo, contact me. And a little, like, I can't handle any sort of big me sending you things situation. But if you want to buy a few shirts, get in touch with me and I could make that happen. But I want to get set up with like a real merch company and, offer more and do the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So just know that it's all fucked up right now.
And a couple of you have ordered Eat a Bag of Dicks pins, which you can still order.
That's not fucked up.
But I wanted to... it's been like a couple months.
That's bad, honey.
So, I want to apologize to those people. I'm going to send a little extra something for the hassle or for having to wait.
Yeah.
And B, to anyone who buys them, I won't wait that long in the future. It's just that I've been in quarantine brain. Part of it, honestly, is like, how do you mail things...
well, that's why
where
I
you
ordered.
don't know the postage.
Yeah. Well, so we have a food scale and we can use that. And that's why I ordered a bunch of postage. So we should be able to do it ourselves.
Yeah. So now we have, anyway, apologies. And also somebody a while back ordered a pin. Again, it says Eat a Bag of Dicks. It's sort of the happy face of our time. And she said that she lost it immediately. And I want to say, if you're the person... reach out to me again, and I'll get you a replacement. I meant to do that, and then I lost your tweet.
Speaking of, for Christmas last year, 2 years ago, I don't know, sometime.
A Christmas.
There was a Christmas where we received gifts for me,
oh my God,
for Daniel, and for Jeff.
We still don't know who gave
We still don't know who gave them to us. And it was like I'm blanking out. It was something involving cats and guns for Jeff. It was like an overthinker's notebook for me. And Daniel, what was it for you? Do you remember?
It was like a Eat a Bag of Dicks coloring book.
Yes. If it was you, let us know. I think it came from Seattle. But it meant to my home address, but it had no return address. Well, no, it just said Seattle. Anyway, there was a nice note too. And the person I thought it was, I reached out to them and they said it wasn't them. Mm-hmm. So whoever it was, if you're still out there.
Do you think it was the mayor of Seattle?
Yeah. Who is the mayor of Seattle? Starbuck.
Starbuck Niederblander?
Paul Niederlander? Is that who you're... No, Paul Allen is not the mayor, but that's a Seattle person.
No, I wasn't thinking of Paul Allen. I was thinking of Starbuck Niederblander.
I know, but I was thinking of Paul Allen.
All right.
Listen, we should have ended this years ago. This is, once again, we've done it. I mean, that's how I end my shows with Greg, but I'm going to import it to this. We've done it again, honey.
We have.
The best show ever. Please tell your friends. Again, if this particular episode, if you didn't care for it, well, listen to another one.
Just wait till next week. Who knows what'll happen.
That's right. Oh, listen to Childish as well. And please subscribe to me on YouTube, youtube.com/Alison Rosen. There's all sorts of stuff there. I'm using that again. And there's full Childish episodes, but also other stuff. Listen, hang in there. It's a crazy, crazy time. My therapist is always telling me that like people are more and more depressed right now.
Oh my God. Honestly, if you're not depressed, you're a miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just the combination of all of us having to live through quarantine, or if you're not, what the fuck are you doing? But maybe you have to work.
Right.
Maybe you have to work.
Well,
which
yeah,
also,
that's
by
tough.
the way, if
that's
that's
scary
got its
and
own
tough
scare,
too.
right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, so all of that, right? The attendant fears and the, oh my God, what's happening? Financial stresses, all these things,
yeah.
right? And then by the way, all the other fucking horrible shit that's going on. If you're out there going, hey, this is, I don't know, not a stress in the world, then you're either...
Then we have a lemon shirt for you.
I just don't know what to say about you. So don't feel bad that you're depressed. Know that you're in good company. That is to say you're in the company of the rest of this country. Or at least, half this country. No,
I think that everyone's hurting.
That's the truth.
Ruth.
That's but I don't want to get into that. That's too long, big a topic. But I think
that everyone's hurting, or that rhyme?
That everybody that Ruth knows the truth. No, that everybody, even the people you don't like, are hurting.
Yeah. I actually got I've been feeling really emotionally raw in the way that the last time I was feeling this intensely, I was like, oh, this is postpartum depression and I need to potentially get on an antidepressant, and I did. So I haven't been feeling like that, but then recently I was feeling like that. And just that, one of those feelings of like the amount of pain in the world on an individual level and on a collective level is too much for my heart. And I would just wish I could devote my life to helping people feel better somehow. I mean, I think in my own way I do, but
I mean, that's kind of what you do.
Yeah. And I think what it was, and I was going to end the show.
Not patting you on the back. I think that's the intention.
This is the intention.
I don't know
yeah.
if you actually do it.
No, who knows? People are like, they're still talking about chairs. Fuck them. This mother lost her trans daughter and posted about it. Just posted like, I lost my beautiful trans daughter. And I saw it because one of my followers, someone I follow and one of my followers wrote back, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I was like, oh, who are these people? And I clicked into it to see the responses, and it was just like, sorry for the loss of your son. I mean, son.
Just people being awful.
People being as cruel as possible and digging in, when people would call them on it.
Yeah.
And it like brought me to a level that I just found very hard to dig myself out from under. I don't know, just the cruelty. And then I started thinking, is this what people are, or is this what Twitter is? But anyway, I don't want to go into it off on a tangent about that. I just want to say that if you're out there and you're hurting, my heart goes out to you. I wish I could make you feel better. Just know that this is a tough time for everyone.
We are living in a time that is particularly cruel.
Yeah.
It is not just you. It is not just your circumstances. We're living in a society that is, I'm sorry, right now, particularly cruel. So try to have heart, stay strong, take care of you, do good things for yourself. Love your neighbors, love each other, and we'll all get through this. But hang in there. And look, if you need something extra to just give you that extra little smile, go on Twitch when I'm on there and watch me play video games. I'm
Have
going
you
to start
done
doing
that?
that. No, I might do it tomorrow. Because I've been playing video games at night. Mm-hmm. And it's
Don't think I don't have judgments about that.
Don't start with me.
Okay.
And I thought, it might be better to carve out some time during the day and then, I'll Twitch stream it, and that'll be my excuse.
Well, there you go. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Alison Rosen. Follow Daniel.
At Daniel Quantz, Twitter and Instagram.
And
D Quantz on Twitch.
And I love you guys. Smash that subscribe button and leave us a comment. Okay. Thank you for listening. I love you. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Alison Rosen is your new best